Good morning on this sunny Swansea day. Today, Swansea City take on Reading in a Sky Bet Championship. Kick-off 7:45. Can the Swans get back to winning ways after they lost on Saturday to Burnley? A 4-0 humiliation by Burnley. I was expecting us to draw that game, but never mind. Moving on anyway, on to Reading. Last season we were 4-1 up at one stage, and that game finished 4-4. But yes, we are joined today by a Reading fan, and this is no joke, Charlie, as well as mother and daughter, who are currently in Swansea, as they told me yesterday, enjoying the Mumbles life, as some people enjoy the Mumbles. That's what they're doing. They come down for the game, and they're currently down the Mumbles, soaking up the alcohol. Although I don't promote alcohol, because that's not the way to go. But, on to the game then. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Goal scorers, Oliver and Cham and Michael Obafembi. And for Reading, Andy Carroll, because he's put on score against us. And Andy Carroll again. Why not? 2 goals from Andy Carroll, 1 from Cham, and 1 from Obafembi. So over then to Charlie and the mother and daughter who are loving life down the Mumbles. Thank you. And up the Swans!
Hi guys, I've been asked by Darren to do a preview ahead of the game between Swansea City and Reading on Tuesday night. Obviously, Darren being a Swansea fan, myself quite obviously being a Reading fan. For me, this game is going to be very, very interesting. If you look across the last 5 games between Swansea and Reading, we've only lost 1 of the last 5. However, we've drawn 3 of them. So it's always going to be high scoring. I think the game that sticks out for everyone was last season, where Reading are 4-1 down, and the game's pretty much done, and we've somehow come out with a 4-4 draw. If I'm honest, the way that the last couple of games have gone, we've lost to QPR, we've lost to West Brom, and a lot of people are starting to think, is this where Reading now start to just sort of go back to where, I was saying in most of my preview videos for August, September and October, that our main objective this season is survival. With the squad that we've got, with the embargo we've got going on, realistically, any Reading fan that was looking at this start of the season going, oh, promotion, no. For me personally, it's all about survival and getting the points we need to survive, because that's the level we're at the moment. This game with Swansea is going to be very, very tricky. Swansea have had a really good run of form recently. Like I say, we've lost our last 2 to both QPR and West Brom. Both games, we did not look great. We haven't scored a goal in open play in those 2 games. We've got a penalty, which, yes, it was, but you could also argue it was a little bit soft, to be fair. But again, with West Brom, we just didn't turn up. And it's all well and good, players, staff coming out after the game saying, we weren't ruthless enough, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. Well, do it then. In the Championship, anybody can beat anybody. And that's what gives me a little bit of hope that we could actually go to Swansea and get a result. But realistically, Swansea are on that upturn of form. We've slightly had a downfall. We've got a few injuries again, and I said this was key. Having such a small squad with the injuries, that can affect us big time. So again, I would not be surprised if we come away from Wales with a 3rd defeat in a row. I'm hoping that's not the case. Obviously, you never want your team to be losing games, but you've got to be realistic. And Swansea are a very strong side. I'm not just saying that to be nice to Darren, but they are. They've been playing well this season. They've had ups and downs, but we're going through a little bit of a down patch. Which brings me nicely onto my score prediction for the game. I've got a draw in my head big time, because we've drawn sort of 2-2, 0-0, and obviously the 4-4. We did win a 3-2, and they won 3-0. But I think for me the draw is more likely. If there is going to be a winner, as much as it sounds quite depressing, I can see it being Swansea 2-1 or something. But I've said 1-1. Myself, because I think we can score goals, and we do. I mean, you look at the likes of Mate, Zhao, Long, Carroll, on paper, and it's that cliche in football, on paper, that's 4 capable strikers that on their day can turn up. I think with Lucas João, especially this season, he's had what I would class as a mixed start, where he's had, you know, a game where he's just been unbelievable and people are going, there you go, João's back. And then he'll have a game where we've gone, what's his problem? You know, and it does make you start to think, well, did he really want to stay, kind of thing? You know, he's not putting in the performances that say he wants to stay, but you could also argue, because of such a small squad, he is being asked to do more than most teams in the Championship. And I think it's not an excuse, but I think that's another reason for Reading's decline in performances, in results, that where, for example, other teams might have 4 or 5 players they can call on, we might have 1 or 2. And they've got to play week in, week out, Tuesday, Saturday. So it's quite a heavy workload. And it's not an excuse for their footballers, they're professional, they should be fit and match ready. So I do agree with that side. But João's not looked himself. I think obviously Mate's coming back from injury, so it'd be good to see him get up and running. Same with Shane Long. He's not really had the impact the Reading fans were expecting him to have early on in his career here. But then we have to understand that the Shane Long we signed from Cork back in like 2000 and I think it was 2010, 2011, is not the same Shane Long. He's a lot older, so we're not going to get the same from him. However, you know, realistically, it's good that he's back, but it's not the same player. So he's going to take time to sort of get into his stride. And Andy Carroll's sort of hit and miss as well. You know, again, it's age, but it's his match fitness. And again, he's not the Andy Carroll that was scoring goals for fun in the Premier League for the likes of Liverpool and Newcastle. You know, he's older, but, you know, is he wiser? But we don't know. He wants to stay at the club. Accordingly, we've only given him a 4-month contract, I believe, from what you hear. Again, you don't know reports if they're true or not, but yeah, I think, like I say, it's an interesting one for Reading, and going ahead to Tuesday night, we need to get a result of any kind just to sort of steady the decline in defeats, because, like I said, we've got some tough games still to play in October, heading into November before the start of the World Cup. But yeah, I'm not going to put a dampener on it. Like I said, I'm not disappointed at all. If someone had said to me the Reading would be in the top half, you know, come this time of the season, I'd have bit the hand off. So I'm definitely not disappointed with where we are and what we're doing. I'm more a little bit concerned with the last few performances. You know, concerned in the sense that is this where we start to decline, or is it just a blip? And I think we will find this out tomorrow night. I think Swansea are either going to, like I say, they're going to turn up. It's going to be a hard game, and we're going to get we'll get a draw, or we might nick it, or they might nick it, or we're going to get absolutely tonked. Because Swansea have got that in their arsenal. They can beat sides. So yeah, I think for me, it's going to be a tight game. But as I said, a 1-1 draw is what I'm predicting. I've just noticed this has gone on for about 8 minutes now, so you're probably going to have to cut it down a bit. But yeah, so good luck, Darren, Swansea. All the best tomorrow night, and I'll see you next for the October review and preview in November. Good luck, guys. Take care.
Hi, I'm Vicky. I'm a Reading fan, and I'm also in the Mumbles. I'm going for a Carroll goal, of course, but I think it might be 1-1.
Hi, it's Mim here in a pub in the Mumbles, down here for the Swansea Reading game. I had a good win last year, so I have to predict Carroll scoring again, and hopefully 2-1 to us, but it's going to be a tight one. Hi.